right, what's up, everybody? As you can see, I made an intro for this channel. Got a little bit more production value. I decided just to give this, a little bit more of a better try. I realized that the last video was a lot more choppy and a lot more, I don't know, the quality wasn't the best. Anyway, welcome to part 2. We're playing again. Playing this game all over again, and we're gonna try to see if we can get, a little farther than last time, instead of dying as quick as I did. But there's kind of a topic that I had in mind to delve into in this video a little bit, and that is kind of the thought of social media and kind of the way that it's looked upon now. Because I feel like as a kid, right, when I was growing up, Instagram and Snapchat and Twitter and all that kind of stuff was just like, it was for fun and whatnot. Same with like musically, it's just for fun. And it seems like now people rely on this kind of stuff now, especially like, I'm not saying that content creation is exactly a bad thing. I just feel like people rely on social media to maybe be like what supports them, or maybe like the backbone of their life, or, whatever. And part of me feels like we went backwards as humans and maybe as a society, like latching on to social media and, the lives of people on social media, because I feel like people ruin their self-images. Like, they ruin their perceptions of themselves because they go online and, oh, well, here's this person that does the same thing as you, but, oh, you might think they're more attractive than you, or they might be a little bit better at you than something. And I swear that, it just ruins people's perceptions of their own lives. And I feel like, because, I'm not saying that influencers are a bad thing, do what you, I guess, do whatever, but shit. Do whatever, but at the same time, it's just kind of like, I just don't get why people are so enamored and so just deep into this rabbit hole of people you've never met exactly, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because it seems weird to me to be, I'm not saying you can't be influenced or have an idol, but I feel like with social media and the internet now, people can kind of know anything and everything about someone that they want to idolize, which, like I said, isn't a bad thing, but then it leads to just kind of like these weird kind of like interactions that these people may have, or they may be so deep into something or someone that it literally, kind of like consumes their life. Because in my mind, honestly, I think the internet should have stopped at being just a useful tool and not something that it's like, oh, we can all kind of contact each other now. Because I think a lot of the human element has been lost, especially with like, short form content and that kind of, and just algorithms in general. I feel like as a whole, as people, we kind of lost our sociability. Just being able to like walk up to someone and talk to them, or, go out and make friends with people. Because, like, for example, if I want to make some friends that play music, all I could do is go on to, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, and, look up, guitar, look through all of the videos and stuff and follow a bunch of people. Shoot them messages and become friends that way. Which, look, I'm not exactly saying that's a bad thing, that you can go and you can talk to people on the internet and make friends with these people. Oh, we're in Spring Yard Zone. God, I love this zone. But I'm not saying it's exactly a bad thing, but at the same time, I feel like it has enabled a lot of people and things that would have never really come to light to just happen, which, everyone knows that the internet has always had its darkest corners since the, like, inception of the internet. And I'm not saying that that's going away anytime soon, but I do just kind of feel like, in a way, that we just as humans have really lost a lot of just our sociability because of, well, the, social media. Because I feel like too many people just go out of their way to, oh fuck, I forgot about that guy. There's just a lot of people that go out of their way to, kind of live their lives through social media. Like, oh, there's something you don't want to do, scroll Instagram for 30 minutes, forget about it, do it later. And it's because, it's junk food for your brain. And the more that I've kind of like, I wouldn't really say I've separated myself from it, but as I've kind of like wanted to delve more into making content and thinking about the thought of making more content, it's made me realize that a lot of people cling on to this for whatever reason. I thought this was an exit. I guess I can't go that way. But I think a lot of people cling on to making content because it's their kind of only way of doing, whatever it might be. Like, look, I'm not making content because I want to be famous. I'm making it just out of fun. I'm making it for the passion of it, not because it's like I'm expecting to get like 1 million subscribers one day or whatever. I'm doing it out of the just the love of the game of it, Just sitting here playing games, talking, and if a community grows out of it, that's great. But I'm not gonna hold my breath and hope that one day, I wake up and I'm a huge content creator or something. And I think that a lot of people think that it's like, because look, with the internet, we have so much content that at this point, we couldn't watch all of it even if we tried. There's so many people playing video games, so many people talking about movies, doing reviews, whatever, and we have a lot of content. And I'm not saying that, more and more content creators being created is a bad thing. But I just think that a lot of people kind of rely on it way too much and just kind of hope that maybe one day the thing that they're latching onto will be... Because, look, at the end of the day, everybody wants to have their dream job, right? Like, I want to be a musician. I would love to be in a band and be a musician, right? But the thing is that the chances of that are low. They're not zero. They're in the middle. We'll say that it's I would say, it's like a 40-60. 40% chance that it happens and a 60% chance it doesn't. And I think that with the internet, especially like influencers and whatnot, I need to get a ring, Jesus Christ. But especially with like influencers or just people on the internet in general. Look, I understand that as like humans, the landscape of kind of like entertainment and whatnot has changed. Like, we are used to a point where we are literally fed content by, an algorithm that, quote, knows everything that you like. And I just kind of feel like, after a while, we've really just kind of ripped our brains apart and become just less human. Because especially short form content, what do you mean that you can't sit back and watch a video that's more than like, 20 seconds? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, why did I do this? Why can't you watch a video that's longer than 30 seconds? Why do you need a video that gives you that quick dopamine boost or gives you that quick kind of like, I guess, what exactly am I trying to say? We've gotten to a point where our brains are so wired to just being able to look at anything and see anything all the time that I feel like the value of things is lost in that. Like, an example, music. You don't have to go out to a record store or a CD store or anything and buy a CD anymore and listen to a band and find them that way, or like, watch a music video on TV and now you have this... it's like, that band's cool, I'm going to go out and buy their CD or whatever. That's kind of the thing that I don't exactly understand, is why we got so used to it. Like, I understand the internet is meant to make things kind of accessible, make things easier, it makes all this so much easier. God, those guys actually scared the shit out of me. I did not see them coming. But I feel like it's to a point where as humans, or just as people in general, what am I doing? As humans, we've just gotten as people, we've gotten way too comfortable to things being handed to us content-wise. Like I could just pick up my phone right now and I could look up, an hour-long video of someone doing whatever, and I don't know, maybe what I'm saying is complete, like, gibberish, and none of this makes sense, but, this video is still going to get posted either way, I don't really care, but, it's just, in my mind, it's the fact of that people just kind of rely way too much on social media for, like, a lot of things, because it's like, I feel like the value of things is lost because of how easy it is to get your hands on anything. Like music. You had to actually, like I said, like, go to a store, buy a CD, buy a vinyl, buy a tape, whatever, and you had to actually listen to it. Or you heard the band on the radio, and you're like, oh, that band's cool, maybe I should go get their album, and, you went and picked it up and listened to it. The accessibility of things has made the value of those said things go down. And I feel like you can really see that in a lot of things. I don't know which way I'm supposed to go. I imagine I'm supposed to go down here. But I feel like we're in a point where, as humans, we overconsume Oh, I'm supposed to go up. Shit. I feel like it's just as humans, we overconsume on everything, fashion, videos, music, everything, because we have everything in the palm of our hands to just, oh, I can go and do whatever, oh, I can look up a video of, I can watch a YouTuber now, and I could do that all day and not realize it. You know what I mean? Like, and a bunch of important things that you've been putting off are now not done because now here you are watching a 20-minute Minecraft Let's Play gameplay video or something, or, some idiot talk about, random topics playing Sonic 1, But, yeah, I mean, obviously that's a big, that could be a whole nothing burger of things I just said, or they're going to people who get what I mean and what I say, but yeah, I mean, I don't know, especially if just, why do I keep going down when there's nothing down here? Just as kind of a musician and someone who doesn't really, I guess, like more of recently trying not to be, like, on social media and Instagram and stuff in general and TikTok. Because, look, I've never liked the thought of having to appease an algorithm for my video to do good. I've never liked the thought of my content having to be put through an algorithm or people having to, I don't know the best way of describing it. I don't like the thought of, having to copy a formula that a million other people have already done. You know what I mean? Because that, to me, that leaves a bad taste in my mouth because, yeah, okay, copy a formula, but you can do something, but originality is not something you can just kind of gain, you know what I mean? You have to, like, really put thought and effort into things for them to be good. And that's kind of the problem I have with just social media in general, is because you could open Instagram and see the same video done by, like, 100 people. It's because people know that, like, that video got views and likes or whatever. And I just don't like that. I'm not saying that there's obviously there's still originality on the internet. I'm not saying that it's like, oh, the internet is just everyone copying each other. No. Obviously, I know that there is, okay, I'm fucking this up. But can I go back down here? I obviously know that there is people and YouTubers and everything else and content creators that make content that's not just them taking someone else's concept and doing it all over again and putting a little, like, they're actually putting kind of some sort of personality into whatever they do. But I feel like the ones that succeed the most are the ones that very much do that. You know what I mean? Very much do the whole copy and paste of someone's formula because it works. People want to see those videos. And I just kind of feel like that to me, the human element is gone. I hate this boss fight so much. I just think the human element in general has just been lost. And we've gotten too comfortable with that, and I don't like the thought of it, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like the thought of everything that I watch being something that people have already done 1,000 times, you know what I mean? And I don't know, something about it rubs me the wrong way, but yeah, there's a little session of me talking about how I feel about social media and whatnot. I don't take a lot of this stuff seriously, and I only do this kind of stuff when I want to. Like, I'm not going to sit here and, like I said, bank on YouTube being, like, my career or something. Like I said, oh, God, Labyrinth Zone, Jesus Christ. Obviously, like, I would love for music to be my job. I would love to be a guitar player. And obviously, yeah, if you work towards something, put your mind on it, and really put yourself to it and enable yourself to do it, you'll always do it. Because, look, in life, yeah, here's life advice with Oakley that no one fucking asked for. In life, you can get shit. You can get anything that you want out of it. You just have to be willing to put that effort in for it. Even though things might seem difficult or they might seem like they're impossible to reach, your goals can always be met, in some way, shape, or form if you're willing to just put that time, commitment, and effort into it. Because your content's only as good as the effort you put into it. And obviously you could say, well, what about people who just do YouTube Shorts content? And look, I would say that's not in the context of this. That doesn't exist in this scenario. But I'm just saying that, like, I feel like we're in a part of time now where I feel like people kind of just, they feel like they can't do what they want to do, or that they can't reach goals they want to reach because, well, they're told this, they're told that, or, oh, the world is going to shit, or this is happening, or that's happening. And look, I understand that all that's important to people and that you should definitely take all that kind of stuff seriously, but I definitely feel like only focusing on negative things is like the reason why a lot of people's lives just never go that well, because the more that you focus on negative things and you put yourself in a negative space, you know, kind of the more that you ruin the world and the life around you, because you do live in a world where the possibilities are endless. You have so much at your disposal as a human being that you can do practically anything. I need to hit that switch, but I also don't want to jump on the spike. There we go. I didn't want to get crushed. But yeah, you know, that's just kind of how I feel about the whole thing of just social media. Like, I feel like it's definitely opportunity, but I also feel like people pigeonhole themselves into things that they don't want to do just to get that recognition or to get that content out there, or to get like I don't know, just kind of like the thought of just being someone that's, you know, semi-famous, because, you know, everyone, you know, you can talk to your friends and they're going to talk about some YouTuber you've never heard about before. And it's like, it gets to a point, you know, in my mind sometimes where it's just like these communities have just like gotten huge, you know, like there's a lot of just communities now, which isn't a bad thing. You know, that means people have somewhere to belong now. But at the same time, you have so much going on at one time, and there's so much content and there's so many terms and everything. Why can I not get up here? For the love of God. Okay, the water's rising. But I feel like we're just in a part of, you know, we're in a time period now where there's literally like a community for everything. It doesn't matter. There's a core for everything. If you like something, there's some sort of weird name for it. Like you're some sort of quote unquote core or whatever. Shit. You're some sort of core or whatever. But, you know, I'm going to end episode 2 here. I appreciate everyone who watched. I always hate saying it, but like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the video. And if you have any counterpoints to what I said, or, you know, any extra ideas of things that I said, let me know. Put them in the comments. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.